very good morning to all of you, my dear students. Welcome to the biology class again. And today we are going to start a very new theme which is based on human beings. Okay, in this theme, we'll have two chapters. First one is about the excretory system, and second one is about the nervous system. I'm very sure you all must know something or the other about the human body and all these systems, but still, we will start from the scratch. And first of all, let's explore what are human beings. Let's first have a look. What are human beings? So, without wasting any time, let us see. So, I will tell you, my dear students, according to Charles Darwin, the most primitive characteristic of a human being is blushing. Do you know that? This isn't it interesting? Blushing is the only thing which only human beings can do. No other creature on this planet can do blushing. So, smiling is good. It also increases our hemoglobin and helps us many way to live longer and better life. So, human beings are doing a lot of things around the globe. We are playing, we are dancing and singing like Jian, we are studying and mugging all those heavy books and becoming great professionals like doctors, scientists, engineers, and much more. We are diving deep into the oceans and swimming with the sharks and big huge whales which we were frightened a few times ago. We are even going to Mars and joking the scientists present on here about aliens and what else we are not doing. Okay. Okay, so what my point is that the human body is the most sophisticated piece of machine present on this planet, because any machine, if we are building, it is taking 1 year or 2 year to design and build it. But this, my dear students, what is sitting in front of you and what you all are is a design which is under process from millions of years, and it has taken so long to evolve and be like. No one can make another human being, no one can design such a complicated and complex set of machine which we are. Okay, scientists even can't decipher how this all thing works, how we are designed. We are still struggling to understand basic things about human body. Okay, so this is the most complicated thing. According to some researchers, three-fourth of the body is made up of only water. Okay, to be precise, it's 72%. Only water. Just imagine 70%, 72% water, and we are doing such phenomenal jobs around the globe. Isn't it interesting? Okay. In addition with water, we have a skeletal system to maintain a body's structure. Otherwise, water will flow. The tendency of water is to flow, but we want to stand up straight and do certain things like this gentleman is dancing over here. So for that, we need a skeletal system. Then we have a respiratory system. In our last class, we understood respiration. So just like plants, we also respire. We also need to burn our glucose in order to produce energy. That energy comes from respiration, and for respiration, we need a constant supply of oxygen and a constant disposal of carbon dioxide because it's harmful. So for that, we have this type of system, the respiratory system. I'm very sure in previous classes you must have read some parts of it. You must have knowing something about the respiratory system. So this is respiratory system. Then we have circulatory system to circulate blood all across the body and give pure oxygen and all the nutrients which are being used, absorbed from the intestines and all those things to every part of the body. We have blood, and to collect all the waste materials, we have blood. Blood is also very important component. Then we have several other internal organs functioning simultaneously while we are talking and watching this video. Okay, so this is such a phenomenal machine. And in addition to that, we also have a muscular system to keep everything up on place and let us work. Okay, then we have on the top, we have the brain and the nervous system to control and coordinate all these functions properly without letting us bother, without bothering us, without even bothering us. Everything is being done without us being conscious about it. Okay, all those things are being done involuntarily. Isn't it interesting? Okay, but all those things, amongst all those things, our favorite is this one, eating, my dear students. So all those things produce certain, all those things do some kind of chemical reactions in the body. Okay, which whatever we are doing, everything is chemical based, doing some or some kind of the other, some kind of chemical reactions. Like when we are breathing, it is also related to chemicals, oxygen and carbon dioxide. When our nervous system is working, it is also based on chemicals. They are present between both the nerves, and the nerves itself are made up of chemicals. They are formed, new one are formed, old one are replaced, and all those things. Bones are also made up of chemicals. But the most interesting one is this one, eating, the digestive system, where the maximum you know uh, reactions, number of reactions are taking place, because we are ingesting some other thing and then digest. So digestion starts from mouth. First of all, we chew our food in the mouth, where a lot of chemicals are there to soften the food, and also dissolve some starch present in the food, and then we can swallow it, and the food goes down through our esophagus, and inside our body without touching any other internal organ. It is simply going through a pipe and reaching to the stomach, and where some digestive juices are present. Those juices react again with the food and break them into smaller pieces, and after breaking down into smaller pieces, the food goes into where? The small intestine. And in the small intestine, it passes through, and it is very long track to pass, and it is filled with different types of digestive enzymes, where the food is digested completely, and they have villi. Villi are small finger like projections, which these are villi which absorb the nutrients from the foods. Okay, and give it to all the cells for what? For respiration. Okay, and what happens after that? After respiration, what happens? We can't absorb everything what we eat. Okay, so we absorb what we need, the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, the protein, the carbohydrate, okay, water. These things we absorb, but many fibers and all those things are left. What happens with those things? Those things are collected in the large intestine, and they are ready to get disposed out of body. But imagine, my dear students, if we don't have a excretory system, something to remove it out of our body, how messy we will be. Similarly, if we don't have something to remove the sweat from the body, we don't have something to remove the carbon dioxide which is being generated in our body, how it will not be we will not be able to survive. They will kill us, all the dangerous substances. So to save us, the savior comes. This is the excretory system. This is what we are going to explore in this chapter. This excretory system, my dear students, helps us to get rid of all our waste materials produced across the body in all the metabolic activities. Okay, and it is so well organized that wherever some kind of waste is produced, it simply collects it wherever from the site, and disposes it as simply as possible. This is a very good working nagarpalika of our body. Okay, the municipal corporation of our body, you can say it like that. So I don't know about, I'm not very sure about you, but I'm feeling very excited to explore this chapter, because this is really important to know and understand how it works, so that we can consciously be conscious about it, and we can help it to do better excretion, so that we can be healthy and fit and fine.